All right, let's get into the Fishers June 2025 market report. We're going to jump right in. And, well, everyone knows where my eyes always will go to first, and that's the average days on market at 26 in Fishers. If you haven't already, you need to go back to last month's podcast where we discussed what's going on in Fishers regarding any caps. So I'll leave it there. If you want more information on what's happening there, as well as in Carmel, be sure to check back into last month's podcast where we dive into what's going on there. So if you currently have a home in Fishers, you're looking pretty good. All right, number of active homes, 83 active homes, which is up almost 6.5% month over month. Average rental price at $23.50, which is actually ticking down, which is pretty shocking. Which when I look at that ticking down, I immediately go down in the bottom left-hand corner where we're looking at the graph. And yeah, we're getting a sneak peek into July, which isn't really a sneak peek. We're only July 3rd. These numbers were pulled over the last couple of days. Really, that's a cheat. So don't let that downward trend sway you in any way, although it did tick down in June, obviously. So we'll see if that continues. I mean, we are in peak season, so we'll see if that continues to happen month over month. Average days on market, let's go, 26. Now, if you missed the Indianapolis market report, you might jump over to that as well, where I was kind of alluding to what Red Door is experiencing, because the days on market for the Indianapolis, although not bad by indication on the market report, we're still higher than what we see. So I kind of dove into some explanation on that, but 26 days on the market is absolutely stellar. Average price per square foot is $1.04, which is up 4% month over month. And then we're going to get into our apartments and condos, and then our townhomes just below that. So the apartments is going to be 37 at an average rental price at $1,863, average price per square foot at $1.56, and then your townhomes, 19 townhomes available in the Fishers area at a higher price point than even your single-family homes, which is interesting. Probably maybe some new construction and prices driven up due to the HOA additional expense. But anyway, $23.95, and you've got an average days on market at 20. So, man, those are really flying off the market. Average price per square foot at $1.17. I'm going to go right back into that graph there at the bottom left-hand, single-family homes, where, I mean, honestly, it's not far off from last year, although June and July did stick it out a little bit longer before you saw that downward trend getting into the school season, which, again, that's what I'm looking at from last year's trend line there is pure seasonality, right? It's peak in the summer. As school's kicking off, you see everything kind of slow down, and then you get into the winter where things obviously slow down, prices come down in order to meet demand. And then you're placing tenants. So, I mean, that line, both of these lines are stable, trustworthy, reliable. And what I know about Fishers to come, Fishers is back in the sweet spot, baby. Welcome back. It's been a while. Mike, anything you want to say on any of that?
Honestly, that was the number one thing in Fishers that draws my attention is just the stability from all of last year, looking like half of this year, just a super quote unquote normal trend line for pricing. It peaks in the summer, kind of dips down in the winter. And that's it's just predictable. And I mean, if you're an investor, predictable. I mean, what you want is predictable. So Fishers, I think, is a great market. I mean, you've got we talked about the rental cap. You've got 5 months left to potentially pick up any rentals in Fishers.
Check back at the podcast if you want any more information on that.
Yeah. So I think Fishers is a great market and looking to be very predictable.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's get into the sales data. Let's see if we're seeing a buyer's market here in Fishers. I don't know. All right. Average days on market. 18 average days on the market. My gosh. They're selling like hotcakes.
Oh, yeah. Big buyer's market there.
Yeah. Get in while you can. All right. Look, 18 days on the market. That's awesome. Probably driven by us in our disclosure of what's happening there. Average price per square foot is $184, which is down month over month. Average sales price also, I mean, really pretty stable as far as month over month. Really, even year over year, it's down just 1%. So we'll see what happens here over the coming months. But I expect that sales price to continue to tick up here in the Fishers area. Contradictory to my opinion of other markets. So Homes sold, 90 homes sold here in the month of June, which, I mean, here's down year over year. I mean,
Mhm.
down almost, 25%. But month over month, again, purely driven by our disclosure of what's happening in the Fishers market, no doubt. So a lot of investors diving into the Fishers market for good reason. Average sales price over time. I mean, we're flatlining here. I mean, April, May, June, it is pretty flat. So yeah, not much to speak on there. Now, when you're in a market like Fishers, or really even Carmel, the number of homes sold graph here in the bottom right hand is really a sweet figure to keep an eye on, because your average sales price being right around 368,000. Now that's within, of course, the investor point of view. If you'll see there in the top right hand corner where we indicate all this information is developed on the investor point of view. So homes that have sold under the $500,000 price point, because if you're a real estate investor, the likeliness you're purchasing a property over $500,000 is, well, it's unlikely. So that's our point of view, and that's what we are looking at in the number of homes sold. So number of homes sold in the 300 and 350, you've got 275 homes. And in the bracket of 250 to 300, you've got 100 and, does it say 52, I think? No, 132 indicated in that little bar graph there. So there's affordable homes, and as you can see, 39 of those homes even sold between 200 and 250. That's the price point I'd be looking at. Those are probably going to be pretty competitive. So the chances that you're going to be paying over asking price in this market is probably pretty high in that price point. But that's gonna wrap up my sales data. Mike, anything to add on this one?
Yeah, I mean, days on the market is incredible. At 18 days on the market, that is so crazy. Um, it is interesting. It is interesting to see that does not translate into trending price increases. It's
Right.
very stagnant, and I mean, look, it's down over June of last year. So it's interesting to see how that goes. I actually just pulled some numbers just to see if the investor point of view changed those numbers. You know, under 500. Versus all of the market, and it doesn't at all. If I look at all of Fishers for last month, average days on the market is still 20. So I mean, 2 days more if you layer those back in. So it's a strong market, but I think it's probably just increased inventory. What I
That's
would
what I
like
was
to
going to
see,
say.
I'd
That's
like to
exactly
see.
what I
We
was going
probably
to
need to add this graph as inventory,
say.
because I mean
Yeah.
that's kind of the trend and the headlines that you're reading. And I think
Yes.
maybe we should add that in here, because I have a sneaky suspicion that that's what's happening. Is the homes? There's more homes hitting the market. They are selling fast, but there's just more hitting the market.
Yes, that's exactly what I was going to suggest. Gosh, I always hate it when I let you talk. You steal all the good ideas. So yes, I think I think we should totally add what's current homes on the market. Yes, let's see if that number continues to go up.
Yep.
Because that's what would explain these numbers right here. Your average days on market is extremely low, but it's not affecting a higher average sales price, and that's because inventory is continuing to rise right along
Yep.
with it. So, yeah, I think that's pretty clear cut.
Okay.
All right.